Let's get into it. Sold Not For Sale podcast. Coach Colin here. We got a very odd occurrence on this timeline. I don't know what happened. Recently, we have broken away from the Simpsons timeline because they said Lisa Simpson was going to be the president and she was dressed just like Kamala Harris, and it didn't happen. So we don't know what's going on in this timeline anymore. And apparently, Elon Musk is about to buy MSNBC. Now, let me make my case for why I say he's about to do this, okay? It's very odd, okay? And it seems like it started out as a joke, but it started to pick up actual steam. Donald Trump Jr. was like, hey, Elon Musk, I have the funniest idea, because they figured out that MSNBC is actually up for sale. Elon Musk right away, no joking, says, how much does it cost? Dave Rubin, no joke, we should all go in on it. Just out of nowhere. So it was a joke. Then Elon chimed in like it wasn't a joke. Dave Rubin chimes in. Then Donald Trump Jr. says, it can't be much. Look at the ratings. And that's 100% true. The ratings are tanking. That's the reason why Comcast is actually willing to sell it. And it's going to be a fraction of what Twitter costs. So just think about that. Elon Musk then says the most entertaining outcome, especially if ironic, is the most likely. This is something that he has said on stage before, that the most ironic outcome is usually the most likely. And now he's saying that about this whole thing. And then when he says this, Joe Rogan himself chimes in. You know, this is a JRE channel for the most part, for now. And Joe Rogan says, if you buy MSNBC, I would like Rachel Maddow's job. I will wear the same outfit and glasses, and I will tell the same lies. Elon Musk says, deal. Everybody watching this is saying, what's happening right now? And then Donald Trump Jr. says, this is getting really interesting. It has to happen. That's what we're going to see, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to see Joe Maddow. Joe Maddow sipping whiskey, elk sausage on his breath as he sits down to tell 60-year-olds the news. This is crazy. They're going to get rid of all the producers and it's just going to be Jamie on a computer? Or what timeline are we on, guys? Now, Donald Trump, now this is where it gets real serious, because somebody who invested $800 million into X also says, hey, we invested $800 million into X. Elon Musk reporting for duty. So they're actually like, hey, if there's something to be bought into, we're willing to do it. We've done it once with you already. And Donald Trump Jr. says, let's do this. Started off as a joke, but based on the response, it sounds like a mandate. What's happening? And then from there, just so you guys understand, this is not a bunch of tweets. I'm going to show you a video right now explaining the whole thing, and it's going to make a lot more sense why this can actually happen. Listen to this.
Comcast said, you two, we're going to have to try to mend some cliche fences, and you two are going to go in there and you're going to try to tamp it down. Because Comcast knew the next day they were going to announce that MSNBC is vapor. That is a huge meteor story.
Why is it vapor? Just because they're spinning it off and putting them in the... They're spinning off a bunch of brands.
There's no spin-off.
Yeah, there is. It's a spin-off company.
There's no spin-off. See, you buy the propaganda, Cuomo.
Oh, okay.
See what I mean about
I'm just saying
people?
What's being reported.
All right.
But what do you know?
Yeah, I know, but why would you believe what's being reported? You want the real story? Here it comes.
Please.
So they're uncoupling their word, Comcast, MSNBC from NBC News. That means MSNBC has no resources at all. None. They're not going to be able to pay these people millions of dollars, Rachel Maddow, whatever she's making. NBC News is saying, we don't want you around. Why? Because NBC News' numbers, Lester Holt and the Today Show, are catastrophe, because half the country equates NBC News with MSNBC, and they won't watch. So NBC is desperately trying to save the mothership of information, and they have to throw MSNBC overboard. They're not putting anything into MSNBC. They want to sell it. So where's Georgie Soros now? Georgie's buying radio stations. You can get MSNBC for nothing. They'll give it to you. They don't want any more of this. Why? Because it's hateful. Not because it's so far left. The whole NBC Comcast hierarchy is far left. But it's hateful. They hate Trump. They hate people who vote for Trump. Everybody knows that. And you know what's next? The View. ABC News is going to have to cut ties with The View. And you saw that today or yesterday when Sonny Hostin had to read a legal statement in the middle of a segment. The lawyers get Whoopi Goldberg's ear and it said, we're bringing a statement in on a teleprompter. She reads it. So it is over for these far left networks. Done, never coming back. Dracula's stake in the heart. Who benefits? News Nation may, but CNN, which is on the ropes too, will probably get some MSNBC viewers.
Wow.
There you go.
What do you think of that?
Well, I'm certainly not going to accuse him of not making sense.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Since you're Stephen A. Smith and you're sitting next to Chris Cuomo, you don't get to accuse anybody of not making sense. That's for damn sure. How is it that Bill O'Reilly, as old as he is, just, 106 years old, still has the story over Chris Cuomo? Why is he so bad at this? What is it with this? He's like, oh, it's a spinoff. It's a spinoff. Bill O'Reilly's like, be quiet. I'm on your show. Let me tell you what's happening. Just completely wrong. Like, oh, I'm just saying what's reported. What do you mean you're supposed to be a reporter? I apologize. I apologize for the Chris Cuomo appearance. I should start making some kind of message that comes up at the beginning of videos when he's going to be in them. I apologize to everybody. I know how you feel about Chris, and I feel the same way. So I'm sorry. He will not be on the screen again. You can bring your kids back in. It's fine. But that's what's going on with MSNBC. So it's not just that they're up for sale. It's that they're not getting any more resources. They pay Rachel Maddow $125 million. I'm not sure what the contract is, if it's 3 years or 4 years or what, but it's a crazy amount of money. Crazy. And you could only imagine what they're paying Joy Reid and what they're paying Joe Scarborough and Mika and all these people. It's just millions and millions and millions of dollars. And the return on investment is not coming through anymore. Because the return on investment for a mainstream media thing like, MSNBC is you get to mold people's reality. But people have woken up. So that even that's not working anymore. So there's really nothing. And think about it. Comcast. Again, I've brought this up before. I mean, the top owners of Comcast. Go look at the top owners of, Pharma and the advertisers for MSNBC. They're probably all going to correlate. So they're like, well, just cut ties with this. What are we doing? We don't need this one anymore. Because it's not like they don't have any. They'll still be able to mold opinion. They'll still be able to mold reality around certain people. So why keep the one that's just hemorrhaging, that looks terrible? Not only that, it's starting to look terrible. Before, it was like, wow, the mainstream. But MSNBC especially, when you hear Joy... I've said it before. Joy Reid is openly racist. She is openly racist towards white people. She has talked about, the concept of white boy summer. She compared white guys having fun in the summertime to Nazis. That's a real thing. I'm not making that up. I ain't reading no legal note, buddy. That's a real thing. She said that. I can find the clip. Another reason why people are thinking Elon's going to do this, because in 2017, he said, I love Twitter. And then some guy, Dave Smith, said, you should buy it then. And he said, how much is it? The same way he just said, how much is it about MSNBC? The only difference is, and I brought this up a little bit before, the big difference is Twitter costs $44 billion. MSNBC will probably not even cost more than $6 billion. And you know us. That's nothing for us, right? Especially for Elon, right? So, so Elon Musk is going to be able to buy this no problem if he really wants to. That would be insane. But it would also help towards the development of X, because that's where he wants to take it. He also has hired the CEO, his CEO, Linda, I think her name's Linda, Yakaru or something like that. But that CEO, she was also the one who was running NBC Universal, which was a streaming platform. So if they actually were to take MSNBC along with X, make it X MSNBC, the next thing you know, this woman knows exactly what to do in order to make it a proper streaming platform, because she's done it before. Now, most of you probably have never heard of NBC Universal, but still, she achieved it. It's not good, but she knows how to do it. Anyway, a lot of people are floating ideas like this, letting Alex Jones walk in with the sink, recreating that wonderful moment Elon Musk had at Twitter. Let that sink in. Charlie Kirk, MXNBC. Oh, I stand corrected. That's what's floating around. Even Chunk Yogurt is like, Comcast just gave Rachel, there you go, $125 million for 5 years. Wow, too much. For hosting a show once a week. And they wonder why they're running out of money. These guys are so bloated. Imagine Chunk Yogurt trying to call someone else bloated. Isn't that something? How about that, check? Don't need you bookmarked anymore. Don't need you liked anymore. You know, unbookmark it. Whatever, it won't do it. But it's 5 years, $125 million. Very interesting. But even Check is even Check. I don't even know what his name is. People told me to call him Chunk Yogurt, and that seems to make a lot of sense. But even he's chiming in on the whole thing. But going back to what Bill O'Reilly said, hateful. This is Joy Reid. Have you heard the recent thing? And this is another warning. Guys, there's going to be about 40 seconds of Joy Reid. I apologize. But just hear what she's starting to say now about Trump supporters. About what she's saying to American families.
People are rightfully alarmed. They have a reason to be alarmed. And if you would vote for that, people may not feel so confident that they're safe with you. This is not crazy. This is legitimate feelings of fear of you and a feeling that you might not be someone they could trust. If this thing goes way south, autocracies go south real fast and things get ugly and people get asked to do things and turn people in and point people out and turn on them. And if you're voting affirmatively, gleefully for this, and people may not feel so confident in you anymore. That's real, and you kind of have to live with it. So if you think that you can vote for what people see as their destruction and then demand that they still are cool with you and kiki with you and have Thanksgiving with you, like, I think you're kind of missing the point of what people are upset about. They're afraid. And autocracy and fascism are things that are legitimate to be afraid of.
This is what she's pumping on people. You know, I'm not even going to go to the segment that she did recently, but she was sitting with someone else, and this person was a psychologist, I believe, and she was saying how if you voted for Kamala Harris and you have family that's voted for Trump, well, then you should distance yourself from those Trump relatives that you have and not spend Thanksgiving with them. She's talking about separating the family. Joy Reid in this clip is talking about family members turning you in because they're secret fascists because they voted for Donald Trump. And she's whispering like she's in the attic and she has to hide. And that's what MSNBC has turned into. And it's just no good. at all. No one wants to see this. So if Elon Musk buys it, and then instead of Joy Reid, we get this, well, I'm all for it. Joy Rogan. I'm all for it, man. That's what I want to see. Come on. Wouldn't you rather Joy Rogan take over? That's what I want to see, 100%. But honestly, you know, as much as you might watch this and be like, oh, that's not going to happen. You don't know. It's exactly what people said when Trump first ran for president. They laughed and said, never going to happen. Turns out he's the best president of our lifetime. Whoa. Elon Musk, I'm going to buy Twitter. People said it's never going to happen. And now he's the owner. Now they're saying Donald Trump Jr. is pushing for this now. He's talking to someone who's invested heavily into X. And now they're talking about MSNBC, and MSNBC is actually up for grabs right now. And Comcast could care less who they sell it to. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, guys. This might actually happen. I will say this. Elon Musk, if you ever see this, I promise you, you're doing a lot of stuff. If you buy the company, I can turn it around in a month, 2 months. I can turn the whole company around. I promise. I fire everybody. I go from there. Trust me. I know exactly what to do. I know I don't have that many subscribers. I get it. It's okay. I know exactly what to do. Let me take over. Wouldn't you guys like to see that? Oh, I would do such wonderful things. I promise. You know what the first thing I would do? Just to let it out of the bag? The first thing you do is you apologize. That's what you do. As the CEO, you get in front of the camera and you apologize for everything that's been said on the network. Full accountability. That would be the first step. Tag Elon Musk. Or put this on X and tag Elon Musk. And timestamp this last part if you want that to happen. I promise you, I would switch that company around so fast. It'd be you'd be like, hey, you want to watch MSNBC together? You'd be like, sure do. You guys would run over to a screen. Oh, you'd be like, oh man, this is gonna be great. You see what timeline we're living in, right? Don't say it's not possible. Look at this timeline we're in. Are you kidding me right now? Anyways, guys, like, subscribe, turn on the notifications, helps us tremendously. And other than that, I'm out.